Outdoor sockets is one of the most common things that I see failing at people's houses. Cracked lids, water ingress, the cause of tripping circuits, and usually it's nothing to do with the socket but how it's been installed. And 9 out of 10 times the fault's lie with the installer not installing these correctly. Today I'm replacing this outdoor socket not because it's broken but because my clients want to control their garden lighting from their mobile phone. This video is sponsored by Skullmore, who have sent me the Equip 66 outdoor smart socket kit, and I'm going to be installing this here today, showing you how to do it and how to set it up. I want to explain everything to you, why IP ratings matter, and show you all of the other accessories that they offer. Before we fit anything outdoors, you need to understand IP ratings, because this is where a lot of installations fall down. IP stands for ingress protection. It tells you how well a product is protected against dust and water. With IP66, the first number, the 6, means it's completely dust tight. No dirt, no insects, nothing should build up over time. When you get dust inside these things, they hold moisture, and that's when corrosion can start on the terminals and things begin to fail. And everything must be sealed correctly. With this socket here, I can see that they've used a load of mastic in the back there. They haven't got a grommet or anything, and I can see they've used silicone on the screws as well. We've had bad weather, and I can't see any signs of moisture ingress, which is a good sign, but we can definitely improve this a little bit on the next one. The second 6 in the IP66 means it's protected against powerful water jets from any direction. Heavy rain, wind-driven rain, even jet washing patios. This is exactly what you want for outdoor accessories. That screw snapped. I'm gonna have to go old school here. Plenty of silicone in here. Cool, blimey. Mile long screw. Right, okay. The Skullmore Equip 66 range is pretty much going to cover every outdoor setup that you come across. We have the standard double socket. This one's got a black socket inside. You can change the colour of these to what you want or what your customer wants. And I really like these rubber seals that they have. The other thing that you get in the box are these rubber gaskets, which go on the back, which means when you fix this to like an uneven wall, it will take the shape and give that seal. So you don't have to destroy the look of it by running mastic all around it. Nice. They also do this in the single socket range as well, so you're not stuck for doubles. If you want a single, you can get a single. They also do this one, which I quite like. The front cover, it's transparent, so you can see what's going on inside there. And by that, I mean like lighting indicators when you've got the smart features activated. Again, rubber gasket. These are sealed so well. Basically the same as the other one, but with that transparent lid. And the locking hook's nice as well. If you need it, RCD version, that's available also. And then we come to the smart socket kit, which I'm using today. I forgot to show you this. They also do outdoor switches and switch view spares, basically everything you can think of. But these are these ones. It's nice gasket, what you'd expect. It just feels better, you know, the quality of this genuine. I know this is sponsored, but I'm not just saying this. But that feels better, that's good. This feels like a nice product. And I tell you now, even though this is sponsored, if the product was rubbish, I wouldn't show it to you. I'd send it back. Well, I might show you and just tell you it was rubbish, but the chances are you just wouldn't see it on my channel. Right, let's get rid of this. This is the Zigbee Outdoor Smart Socket. In a box you get a set of instructions with QR codes to make it nice and easy to access all of this information from your mobile phone. This little box is for the hub, and inside that you get an RJ45 cable, a plug adapter and the hub itself. Next it's your smart socket, which I'm going to show you how to pair up later on. And of course your IP66 enclosure. Everything you need for your smart setup. One of the differences between the old socket back box and the new one is that with the old one, they had to drill through the back of the socket enclosure for the screw holes and also for the cable entry. So that's 5 points of potential moisture getting into this. With this one, the fixing holes, it's on like the outside edges, there and there, which is not inside this area here. I still do need to drill a hole in the back of this for the cable entry, but as long as I seal that up correctly, this should stay nice and dry. It's just additional points of entry where water is not going to get in. Normally what we see in the back of these outdoor sockets is just a hole drilled out. Sometimes not even a grommet. I like to use these fire rated membranes. They give a nice tight snug fit and don't fall out when you're pulling your cable through like you find with grommets. And also, which I should have done before I just put all that mastic on, is tape the twin earth where it's been stripped back so it passes through that grommet better. Now this sits like that, which can then be screwed to the wall, and this gasket will take the shape of the brickwork. That gasket really is a lovely touch, and you can see where it's moulded into the course of the brickwork. I'm really happy with that. And then inside it looks like this. I'm sure we can all agree that looks better than what we normally see. Next it's just a matter of me connecting this back up. Now what I didn't realise, which you may have already clocked, that there are already screws in this enclosure. So you're about to watch me try and screw a screw into a screw. And by the way, it doesn't work. Oh, what a donut. Once I've worked that out, time to get on with a little bit of testing, and then we're going to start talking about setting up these smart features. I've never set one of these up before, so watch and learn, and we'll see how really it is to set up or not. And I'm doing this so you save time on your jobs. Scan QR code. Open. Didn't work. Open in Chrome. Download an app. So far, so good. 5 minutes to download. That can't be right. That can't be right. I'll have a tidy up while that's doing that. Ba, 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 ba. Done. That didn't take 5 minutes. Right, open. Right, sign up. 15290. Oh, it's there. Perfect. Password. Create a password. I'll hide this from you. Go to app. Continue. Add device. Right. Add device. Is it the socket or the hub? I think I need to set the hub up. There are more instructions for the hub. Where's the hub? And what you get is the hub, a plug. Oh, they've got USBs here. We use that. An RJ45 connector from the hub to the router. I'm basically just going to plug it all in and see what happens. I selected the hub now on this and it's telling me how to do it. And I just have to wait for both LED indicators on here to be illuminated. I've got one at the minute. 2 illuminated. Confirm. Failed to add device. Check the device is connected to the router. Check the device is connected to the network. Go select local network. Yeah, that's all fine. So we're going to retry. Right, failed to connect again. So there's 2 things I'm going to do. There's a reset button on the back. I'm going to push that and I'm going to close the app down completely and reopen it. I don't want your notifications, thank you. So to put this into pairing mode, you need to push the reset button and have it flashing, which it is, but it's not finding it. I've made a little bit of progress. So for some reason, plugging it into the secondary router, which is this one, this TP-Link, doesn't like it. I plugged it into the other one, the primary one, which is this one, here, and it's found it straight away. So we're going to add device. The trouble with this is now this hub is the other end of the house to the socket which I want to pair it to, and I don't know if it's got the range. So we shall wait and see what happens. Update the latest firmware. Update, that's probably going to be a useful thing to do. But this is why I make these videos, so you can see the mistakes I make, so you don't have to go through this. And it's not really mistakes, it's just learning. Like a secondary router may not be suitable for this. Add sub device. Ensure device is in pairing mode. Right, back to the socket. At the socket, I'm going to select socket. I'm guessing I hold this down, and it'll flash orange when in pairing mode. Oh, orange flashing light there. Searching devices. Oh, will it find it? It's quite far. Yes, it found it. That's from the other end of the house. So we're going to say next. Done. And then here we have the option of left or right. Ooh. So I'm going to put them in the off position. Turn it on. Working. You also have a lock button there, so you can lock it so no one else can use it. So if this was out the front of the house, for example, you could lock it so no one can, like, I don't know, charge their car off it or do whatever, basically take the mick. You've got control over this socket. You also have a schedule and a countdown, which is perfect for those scenarios when you require that. Overall though, I'm very impressed that this has reached the hub, so very good. I'm super impressed that the hub can be installed at the other end of this house and it still finds this device. That's very good. That's a good range. Quick and easy setup. These are designed to be heavy duty and durable, won't crack over time. All Equip's 66 products come with a 20-year guarantee, and that's exactly what you want to see. Outdoor electrics need to be done properly, especially when you're dealing with the poor weather that we get here in the UK. Good IP rating, good gaskets and seals, and smart controls, absolute bonus. I'll put a link to the Skullmore website in the description below. Let me know if you want to see more sort of instructional videos like this in the future, and I'll see you all next week.